It is a beautiful day in the Puget Sound right now. I'm heading down to West Seattle to put a lockbox on a new listing of ours. That's what these things are. Catherine and I both have to submit offers today for buyers that we're representing, so she's deep into paperwork back at home. And another thing I want to do today that I want to start, for now we're going to call it Whiteboard Wednesday. We'll give this a try. And the topic I want to share with you is why everybody should be an entrepreneur and nobody should be an entrepreneur. Okay, key box is on, paperwork is submitted for this listing, a condo in West Seattle. Let me just take one brief moment and show you this ridiculous view from this area inside this condo community. This afternoon was full of phone calls. Just phone calls, phone calls, phone calls. That's all I did all afternoon, phone calls. Okay, I'm in Bothell right now with Morgan. We're here to meet a client to pick up an earnest money check. Catherine is off showing some other properties to another client right now, so Morgan and I came down to do this. Okay, why everyone should be an entrepreneur and no one should be an entrepreneur. At least once in your life, you should try being in business for yourself. It's going to be one of the biggest risks you can take, but it also can be one of the biggest rewards, both financially and just how you feel about yourself, that you created something that helps people, solves a problem, whatever it is that your business is going to be. The reason why no one should ever be an entrepreneur is the amount of risk. Have you watched any of the reality shows out there that are about people trying to help businesses that are failing? And if you just go look at some data, most businesses are going to fail. That's just the facts. So, why do most businesses fail? I believe it's because of the barriers. See, most businesses start with this idea that I want to help make things easier. I want to solve a problem. I want to give something to people that they can enjoy or have fun with or doing. Some way to make their life better or more enjoyable. The problem is as you start businesses, all these barriers start to show up, and it removes you further and further away from actually solving that problem or helping people with the thing that you wanted to do in the beginning. Let me explain. So in the beginning, this is you and you're starting your business. And here's potential customers, and you want to help these people. But here's what happens. The first barrier, we're going to put this person way up here in the corner now. The first barrier is what I will call rules and laws. So this is all the bureaucracy that gets involved with things. So your federal government, your state government, your local government, rules, regulations, any association, state licensing, federal licensing, all these things that get involved with you trying to start your business. And that just creates a barrier between you and your customer. Now, every business is going to have this. If you're going to be in business, you're going to have some sort of license, or at least say, hey, I'm in business, and now rules and regulations are going to come down on you. So, I mean, just trying to collect money for your business is one of those aspects. So that's barrier number one. Number two is the marketing and sales. Another barrier between you and trying to help someone with whatever your product or service does. You might be really great at creating this product or offering this service, but not everybody is great at creating a message that says, pick my product, pick my service, or pick me to help you with this thing. Just because you're good at product creation doesn't mean you're great at the messaging of that product. So most business owners need to learn about marketing and sales, or they have to hire someone to help them with that. And that's another barrier to your customer. And number three is the human resources. At a certain time, you're going to want to scale your business. Most likely, you're going to want, if things are going well, if you've bypassed barrier one, barrier two, and you're actually making sales and you're staying in business, you might want help with your business. Human resources is another barrier, because what that does is you have other people, here's other people, between you and your customer. Now, these are supposed to be people that want to be helping you. They're supposed to be your employees, but it really is another barrier, because now what you're doing, instead of having meetings and ideas on how do we help these people, our time and our resources get diverted to having meetings and ideas of how do we help these people, our employees, our human resources. So as a business gets bigger, the more these barriers come into play. So for our business, Catherine and Mai's business, barrier number one, just something we have to deal with. It is what it is. Number two, I think we're pretty good at the marketing and sales side. Number three is the most interesting barrier to me, because we want to stay as close to our clients in a real estate transaction as possible. There's a lot of agents that will build teams that remove themselves from the transaction, and they're just overseeing other agents that are doing the transaction. We want to be as close to it as possible. One of the ways that we think that can be done to scale in order to help more clients is through technology, through things like this, and just technology in general. And that's because the way of using technology is so underutilized. We're not at full capacity of understanding how much we can use technology to connect with our clients, to remove some barriers. That's what we're excited about. And that's where I think we can go with technology to scale business, to remove some of the barriers between where we're at and the people we want to help.